The other thing is now we know Bill Callahan will, in fact, be joining his son in Tennessee. Here are some reasons that Mac, who we use his tweets pretty often, they have the 3 best offensive tackles back instead of their 4th and 5th stringers. So they were playing with their 4th and 5th tackles. You're going to get Wills, Conklin, and Jones back. Ethan Posick, top 10 at his position this season. They still have the best guard tandem in the league in Teller and Bitonio. So those are true, and you still, Scott Peters was the assistant. We don't know how, we don't know who the offensive line coach will be. There are pieces there, but Bill Callahan's really good at that position coach job.
He's amazing. I actually was, where he has stood out the most to us as fans, right? Michael Dunn, Blake Hance, Jerron Christian, when these guys were forced into action, guys off the street at the time, he was able to get them to perform at an incredible level when the Browns really needed him most. He has developed Wyatt Teller, who was like a 6th-round draft pick. DeJuan Jones, we saw him emerge this year. So he's done some amazing things. I think like in a season like last year where you were depending on Jerron Christian and Hudson, you had your 4th and 5th tackles in, and he had to find a way to make it work every week, is probably where you benefit more because the Browns have invested in the position so much, to Mac's point in that tweet. So I think if you're healthy, it's not as big of a deal. I do think Scott Peters has very much learned right next to him and could be, I think he's a very good candidate for this job. Whether they do that or whether they go outside the building, I don't know. It's an interesting situation to watch. They did have Andy Dickerson in as an OC, interview, but I really think it was probably a contingency plan for offensive line. But I've seen now that some other teams are after him too for their offensive line coaching job. It'll be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing Scott Peters get it just because of continuity, and I think he probably has learned a ton from him. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm with you with. I said when they brought in Dickerson, I thought it was kind of along those lines as a contingency plan.